What is up, guys? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I am back in the office from my lovely holiday in Ibiza. So I'm very excited about this video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a breakdown of how I was able to create a six-figure app. So basically this app or this game does around $10,000 per month, and that's all organically, and that is all profit. So I'm going to basically break it down into 5 steps from the conception of this game all the way until I got it to release, and obviously to scale to $10,000 per month. So grab your popcorn, and hopefully this is a game changer for you guys thinking about going full time. And I just want to show that it is possible to create apps that do more than $500 a month.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. So I usually review some of my games that are only doing $500 to $1,000 a month, but also at the same time I have games that do a lot more than that. So I wanted to show you that it is possible to scale these games, and that you can make 6 figures and upwards with the same tactics. So the game I am referring to is called Real Money Word Search. And there's a bit of a funny story behind creating this game. I mean, in the beginning, I didn't really put that much thought into it. I mean, obviously to a certain degree, I always do my due diligence when I spend time on a project. But this particular one, I kind of took a punt at it. I wasn't sure if anything was going to come from it. And then obviously, when it started to gain traction, I polished it up more to what it is today. So I'm going to give you the 5 steps I used to create this game, to release it and market it, and to get it to $10,000 per month. So step 1, like I always do a bit of market research. In this particular case, I was doing research on word games. Obviously, I knew that word games, there was a lot more demand for word games. As you can see on top grossing games on the App Store, word games get a ton of downloads, and a lot of that is organic. If you had seen a game called Wordle, that game was getting millions of downloads organically. So I knew that there was a big market for it. However, the drawback was, because I was monetizing with skills, I know that the word games that perform well on the App Store were games that had loads of progression and levels to them, whereas skills, if you monetize your game with them, basically you revolve everything around one core game loop. And I had to kind of find a middle ground between the two. Obviously, I wanted the retention still to be good and the monetization, and then I also wanted to take advantage of the traffic situation. So yeah, I did some research, and I basically landed on word search. Again, I was not too sure if I should just go with a basic word search game, but my intuition kind of leaned me towards that. And yeah, the next step I did obviously was to create an MVP. Now, when I was creating this game, I didn't have the resources I have today. This was in the beginning of just building my game studio. I was hardly making any money. So obviously the MVP needed to be very affordable with someone with my empty pockets, let's say. So basically, the game started off as a template. I'm pretty sure I went to the Unity Asset Store, purchased a template, a word search template for around $20. It's hard to imagine that this game started off as a $20 template. But yeah, that was the case back then. And obviously I had to find some competent developers to kind of add the features that I wanted, just to make it, the game suitable for the skills kind of landscape. So using timers and making it more competitive. So basically, yeah, the MVP didn't cost me much. It cost me around, I think it was around $300 or $400 at that time. And yeah, that was the finished project. Bearing in mind, it was very bare bones. There was nothing fancy about it. There was no good artwork. I mean, I pretty much just took the stock graphics from the template already and used that. So once I had my build ready, I then obviously had to brush up on some ASO, try and get this game ranking on the charts in the App Store. So at this time, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I had some experience with SEO, which is ranking websites on Google. So I kind of just applied that knowledge to the App Store, and initially the results when I released it weren't that great, simply because it didn't have any ratings. I mean, when you release a new game, you know that in the beginning is kind of slow unless you have like a big jolt of installs to kind of kick everything off. But I did not have that. It didn't actually do a lot in terms of downloads in the beginning, which brings me on to step 4, which I kind of discovered by accident. So because the game wasn't performing, I needed to give it a big boost in downloads, and I discovered that by doing that, you kind of give it some ASO juice in the beginning. So what I did was I went to, I think it was Google Universal App Campaign, and then I just targeted like tier 3 countries that were like very low cost per clicks and very low installs. So what this did is kind of boosted the game's, it gave Apple's algorithm something to work with, just to see if the retention was good and all that stuff. There are so many factors that go into ranking a game. Obviously, it's your keywords, your screenshots, your retention, your KPIs, that sort of thing, and then obviously download velocity, which I kind of discovered by accident when I did this approach. So basically, I got a couple hundred cheap installs to the game, and then kind of this magical thing happened where the game started to rank really well on the App Store, and every week I would check, it would climb and climb, and it was getting some decent traffic. So now I have had cash tournaments switched on in the game. However, according to my experience at the time with other similar games, the game was not performing really well in terms of revenue. Even with the amount of downloads it was getting, it was way performing in terms of ARPDAU, or average revenue per daily active user, compared to my other games. So I knew that I needed to reiterate, which brings me on to step 5. So I had to polish up the game and increase those KPIs. And basically, I invested a little bit more money, and over the next couple of years, I turned it into what it is today. So it started off as a little template, $20 on the Unity Asset Store, and now it is sitting in the top 100 word games on the App Store. Amazing, and it's making 6 figures per year on its own, which is absolutely crazy considering how that game started. So obviously with things like this, I'm not going to sit here and say if you apply those exact steps, you're going to get the same results, because there is a big element of luck when you do release a game. No one knows how Apple is going to favor your game in terms of the algorithm. Obviously, you need to follow the best practices like what I described in this video, and then maybe it won't be your first game, maybe it won't be your second game, or even your third game, or fourth or fifth, maybe it's your 10th game, but I promise you, one of those games is going to be favorable with Apple, and it will climb the ranks. And then it's up to you to kind of reiterate and obviously use the right monetization and keep those KPIs as best as you can. So you're probably wondering also in terms of monetization, am I just using skills with this game? Yeah, I am using skills. I'm also using some Unity ads within the game. Obviously very minimally invasive and only on the non-cash tournaments. And obviously I just use things like rewarded video ads, which give the plays an option. If they do want to watch a video ad, they can. There are also there's an in-app purchase in the game if they want to unlock skins and that sort of thing. So we'll just dive into my computer quickly because obviously you guys want to see those numbers and make sure that I'm not bullshitting. So that's the whole point of this channel, is to be transparent. So I will show you those things. So we'll dive into my computer. I'll show you the numbers and yeah. So we're going to start off with the skills revenue. And as you can see, for the last month, in the month of August, the total entry fees accumulated to $103,483, and that seems like a big amount. Obviously that does not go to me. I wish it did, but if you want to work out the revenue, basically I get 5% of the total entry fees, and if you work that out, it works out to be around $5,175. So you can see also this game got 19,000 installs, and the first time players to the skills network was just under 600. So that qualifies me to get into the tier of revenue split where I get 5% from this game. So yeah, $5,175 for that month from skills. And then if we go to my Unity ads account, you can see in the same month it accumulated $4,500. So that brings the total up to about 4,670. And then there was around $300 in in-app purchases. So that brings the total around $10,000 for the month of August. So there you have it, guys. That was the breakdown of the game from idea all the way to launch and scale. Obviously, I have a lot more plans for this game in terms of UA. However, I need to get the KPIs up a bit before I run any paid advertising campaigns. So yeah, there's a lot more to come and a lot more content for the channel. So that was the breakdown. Obviously, that's the gist of it. There was a lot more details kind of behind the scenes, but those are the steps that you can take to make a profitable game for yourself. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found some value. So that is the whole point of this channel, is to kind of share my experiences and also document what I'm doing, so that you guys can also take that and kind of apply it to your own games and your own studio and kind of grow also along with myself. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe if you do like this content. I always post every week, so that if you subscribe, you're not gonna miss a video. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Stay safe and peace out.